Evidence continues to prove each and every single day that humans ought to be directly blamed for the rising global temperatures across the globe. With climate change occurring more prevalent, our homes and towns are being flooded. Wildfires spreading, causing crops to be ruined and vegetation, causing a major water crisis. As solar storms start to become more prevalent in our modern world, it starts to destroy our geoelectromagnetic fields, causing major pole reversals, causing oil to appear in tropical regions like never before. It electrically charges our earthquakes and make them cause more damage. I can only wait for the San Andreas fault line. We can only imagine how bad it will get in the month of December when tornadoes start to become more prevalent than ever before. When our global temperatures start to rise more and more, glaciers around the globe continue to shrink in size, melting, and making each and every single drop of water increases our sea level more and more, making each civilization, every city and town, to be fully submerged and suffer the same fate as Atlantis. Over the next couple of centuries, when Earth's global temperatures start to rise more and more, we will continue to suffer the fate to look more like the planet Mars than Earth itself only just couple hundred years ago. But let's ponder the question, what if we can change our fate by hitting the reset button? What if that was possible? What if we can use this moment now to change time and change our course and trajectory by changing our energetic path, by changing the things that we currently do in our daily lives, by making one small change each day? What if we can help Earth? Because there is no hope until the end. So let's decide to create artificial land masses, artificial climates, to be able to provide a home for animals that once had their home destroyed due to humans. What if we can provide a home for the planet? What if we can clean up our environment, clean up and pick up trash at our shores, our beaches, our parks, so that we can provide a clean home not only for us, for the animals who live there? What if we can plant a tree that can create energy and oxygen for the next couple of generations that come after us? What if we can use this tree to provide nutrients, a home for the birds? Each action you take is important. Why instead of investing in the military that we can use this investment into our global technology and to allow ourselves to provide and use green energy to become less reliant on oil and gas industries so that we can be able to use the four elements the earth has given us for energy. Instead of taking cars to go short distances, why instead can we just use bicycles to get to where we need to go? After all, it's good for our health, right? If you're an overeater just like me, you always have some sort of food waste. Instead of throwing that waste into the garbage, why not take those food and decide to create compost with that, which is great for gardening. It really is. And after all, like they always say, you are what you eat. So what you put in the ground, you'll be eating just like that. So don't use fertilizer, use all natural ingredients. Create a garden. This will help you not only be able to have food on your table at all times, but also allows you to help feed the animals nearby if needed. Each action that you decide to take today to help the world, globally and environmentally, has a massive effect on animals across the globe. It provides them with a home, memories, a family. Help clean our environment is important if you want a place to live. It may be very hard on the surface to be able to change the world for everybody, but you can change the world for one animal. And that's what we're doing here. Welcome to the Green Revolution, the fight against time. Thank you. Hi everyone, welcome. If you are new here, I'm so happy to have you. To my previous subscribers, welcome to my channel. So for today, we have two very special guests to talk specifically about the Green Revolution and what that holds for the future of our planet. No, but quickly before we do begin, I just want to note a few things. This video is being recorded on April 20th, 2022 at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here are some quick disclaimers on your screen right now. If you feel free to read them on your own time. This video is just for entertainment purposes only and for education purposes only as well. Here are some other disclaimers if you would like to read them as well. Other than that, let's bring in the two very special guests, Marie Table and Water Bendita.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Thank you for coming here. I really do appreciate it. Happy 420 to all you guys who smoke weed, as this is 420.
Yes.
For other guys who are watching this right now, when this video is no longer being recorded, this is Earth Day. So happy Earth Day to all of you. Let's continue moving forward in our future and bring love and positivity to the planet.
Okay. What I want to do is, in honor of Linda G and everything that she has done for this community, for the psychic community, for all of the card readers, everything that she has done, she is truly blessed, and she'll be the first one to tell you. And we just want to keep sharing and giving her blessings because she deserves it. Cassandra?
Yes. So I want to do a little prayer for Linda G. Lord, please know that we thank her, and we're very grateful for her to bringing this community in with dignity, respect for each other, and giving us the information of your will. Perhaps when we did not want to hear it, she always told us the truth. We pray that you keep giving her everything she needs every day to sustain herself, her family, and us as well as the community. We depend on her. Please protect her from anything that is not fruitful. May she have all the wellness and all the well-being that she so rightly deserves and that she has given us. Please give her peace and keep her illuminated as always. And thank you. And all this we pray. Amen.
Namaste.
Amen.
Okay. Now on to the tower portion. So guys, everything will be timestamped in the description below. If you're not familiar with timestamps, I just linked them with specific timing, just so you can jump around through the video if you just want to be interested in the say Marie Table's reading or Cassandra or mine, whatever you want to do. And in particular, will be more specific to the questions as well and what they cover. So again, everything will be in the timestamp below. All right, Marie Table's going to go first.
Okay. So I have read, and I've got a lot of extinctions that are going to happen. So I kind of want to read on that and see if anything changes, if that's okay.
Absolutely, of course, absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay.
I didn't mean to like put you on the spot there.
Oh no, I'll just go ahead, or if you want Cassandra to go ahead and say, I don't know.
Whatever you want to do, It feels so weird because I'm so used to the live chat. You know what I mean?
You're doing good. Thank you for all your work, Chris.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's hard to put all this together. Thank you.
You're doing fabulous.
You're welcome. I feel like the energy is not as like chaotic.
No, you're great. Thank you.
Thank you.
These cards are so beautiful.
They
are.
Tell us
about them.
I have some good news in these cards, so I'm glad I did this. Because first of all, I have the King of Pentacles. And basically, he can stand on his own. He knows what he's doing. So what this is telling me is we know what needs to be done. We just need to do it. And we need to get with it, quickly. This is the wishes come true. So that is a possibility. I'll take it.
How do we put you as first?
the Three of Wands, we're going to be looking for help, which it cannot just be us. It has to be all of the others working too. That is very important. If we're going to save this planet, we're all in it together, all of us. The Devil. Now, this is talking about things we're tied to. I can tell you a lot of things right off the bat that I think about with me, things I'm tied to. Think about, the things you drink, the stuff you eat, the bags you carry. All of these things are habits that have tied you to that we need to change. The plastics have to stop. Let's get our own cloth bags and use them. That would help a lot. Let's think about the things that we do, the stuff that we throw away. There's got to be a different way. Let's reuse what we can. And then the Seven of Wands. Now, we have abused our power over this planet, but we need to stop this abuse. I'm going to go back to we can do it. Our wish can come true, but we got to do these things. It's not just going to miraculously happen on its own. We have to do our part. We have to. Okay, but at least the possibility is there. And I'll take it.
Thank you so much, Marie. Thank you. That was really positive, especially for an extension. That was just great. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So
Marie.
I mean, energy changed. I mean, that's good. I mean, we're going in the right direction.
Thank
which
you.
I love. So while you're still shuffling, I do want to quickly say, guys, if you are interested, I did do a separate video, a part one, how Africa saved us. This is the part one. This one is part two. If you're interested on artificial climates, artificial landscapes, or just how everything in particularly, it was a very interesting read. So if you really want to, be earthy and you want to have a follow-up video, definitely check out this video. I'll put that video in the description below if you are interested. At the end of the video, I will also put that as one of the suggested videos to watch after this if you are interested.
Yes, I highly recommend that video. It was great. Thank you for that video.
Thank you, Cassandra. I appreciate that.
With me, I haven't read on the climate. I haven't.
Okay. Whatever
But
you want to read on.
I am the type of reader, I read the taza, which is a coffee cup, and I read tarot. But I'm the type of reader that if I don't read the taza or the tarot, I start dreaming. So I've had many, many dreams about the atmosphere and our climate and the environment. And the dreams that I have had are positive dreams. So the earth has been under asphyxiation since the beginning of time. All 99% of the species that ever lived on this earth have already become extinct. And it's just the way it is. Neanderthals were a species of human that went extinct, but not particularly because they interbred with Homo sapiens, and that's us today, right?
Hyper.
So a lot of people in Europe have a lot of Neanderthal or some Neanderthal in them. So I know we were talking off screen with Chris and Marie, and Chris mentioned that that's one of the ways, the interspecies interbreeding, where we will be saved, where animals will be saved. So that's what I've seen in my dreams. I've also dreamt that we will not only be going to the moon, we're going to be going to other planets. And I just heard yesterday on the news that we're planning to send drones and these specific types of robots to Uranus. And I had dreams that when these drones are there and these ships are there, they're going to conduct experiments, that the experiments are going to be sent back to Earth, the information of these experiments, and that in itself is going to help us preserve our planet. I see, like Marie said, speciation still happening, unfortunately. Things are going to be rough. It's going to be hard because we've done a lot of damage. But I see a lot of positive in the course of it. People are going to, I have faith in humanity. I think people will find love in each other. And that love is, when something's happening to a certain group of people, another group of people that are more fortunate are going to go in to help them, and vice versa. When you think someone is a poor country, and just because they're poor, don't have the same technology as you, will have human ingenuity, and they're going to share that with the more advanced, quote unquote, advanced cultures in our world. And so we're going to have an interaction of information that's actually going to help us preserve our planet. So if you allow me, I'll do the reading. Let's see if it matches what I've dreamt. And I've already shuffled the cards.
Not a problem. How do you read? I'm curious. I never seen you do tarot cards.
Oh, just like you guys, I do my Celtic cross and I just read. I'm more of a
Okay,
literal
cool.
reader, not a figurative reader.
Okay, cool. I love that.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm curious. I'm a little curious. So speaking on what she was doing before, what she was saying about the interbreeding and stuff like that, a little fun fact: there has been a new species that was just recently discovered. You know how they've been saying polar bears are on their way going extinct? Well, they have found that polar bears are actually now interbreeding with brown bears from Africa, not Africa, excuse me, Alaska. And northern Canada from the Arctic, as the ice polar caps are starting to come out more and more, they're coming inland into North America, and they're starting to interbreed with brown bears, creating a brand new species, polar bears. So in a way, polar bears will always continue to live on, even though the species may end up going extinct. We will have had the possibility in the future to resurrect them again. There has been about 20 extinctions from 2021 alone. There has been obviously more numerous ones, but those are the big ones. 2021 had a lot of them, but we're starting to undergo a lot of new ones. But as more species become extinct, more new ones will take their place, and they have recently discovered brand new species as flying snakes, for example, which are basically snakes who have the capability, who have defied basically gravity, and is able to fly simultaneously into the air, just using their body at high velocity to create air wind in order to fly. They can actually fly now without wings or anything. They can just use their body. And that would be kind of scary because I'm afraid of snakes, and the last thing I want to see is a flying snake above me. I mean, watch out, flutter people. They're coming.
Okay. So here's what I get. So the Knight of Bows is a message, or this is the entire world communicating with each other. Even countries that are at war, the scientists of these countries will unite. The politics will be pushed aside, and they will unite the information. 10 of Vessels, which is a 10 of Cup, is a happy family over them. Queen of Stone, which is a bear, is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, you guys, you know what that means. Earth, fruitfulness, but also women. Women. I think there's going to be a huge part of the labor aspect of getting our world back to health will be done by women and girls. Above it, the Two of Cups. So that means working together in harmony. It crowns us. What we have in is our own, that it's going to change. Even though we're heading in the wrong direction right now, eventually, when, the crap hits the fan, we're going to realize it's been hitting it. But I'm saying, when it comes to money, this is the only time people understand. So when it starts affecting the economy to a point that people cannot escape, governments cannot escape it, that's when things would start to change. The Wheel of Fortune is change, but the Wheel of Fortune is also money. So when the money is being affected for each and every country, that's when real change is going to come. The Nine of Vessels, the Nine of Cups, this is a generosity. I think that the countries that can afford it are going to help the countries that are poor. Eight of Vessels. So this is the Eight of Cups. Of course, we're going to lose a lot. I'm not saying it's going to be peachy. but the message is a lot more positive than I thought what I expected it to be, right? The Great Bear. So that's judgment, basically. The Great Bear. So we're going to have to say goodbye to a lot of things. I know we want this to be a positive reading, not just species, not just, a way of life, but we're going to have to say goodbye to a lot of bad things in ourselves. Consumerism. We all want what's new. We all want this. We all want that. That's going to have to change. And I think we're going to force companies to change that as well.
And habits.
In habits. Exactly. In habits. So things might get a little more expensive, but the quality of it, you won't have to be changing it every other year or every 2 years. So we're going to have an emphasis on quality.
See, now that's what I'm talking about.
So the Page of Arrows, we're going to have to plant. And I think the younger people around the world are going to take it upon themselves. There's going to be a lot of green jobs, not just with solar and all that, but just with gardening and planting and farming. I think young people are going to go into, probably going to pay young people to become farmers. They're going to get all these tax breaks, all these things. And I think a lot of people will become more eco-friendly farmers.
Yes. I'm so excited. Sorry, I gotta.
So the
Okay,
Archer, this totally matches what I felt. I'm getting chills. The Archer is the strength. We all wish we're going to keep it up. We're going to have the strength. We're going to keep it up. And then the Two of Bows. So that is the Two of Wands. We're going to look after each other. We're just not going to be looking at our country. I know a lot of people are afraid of being a global system. There's no other choice but to be global. It's okay to care about your family first and your country first.
That's exactly what I got too.
But for your family and your country to do well, we have become such an intricate community that we need to look after everyone, at least to a certain extent. So we're probably going to have another, like the UN and the NATO and all that kind of society, that kind of organization, but for the earth, for farmers, for the earth, for the environment. So we're going to have that, and most of the world will join.
Can I interject for a second?
Yes, go ahead,
When
please.
you were saying that, when you were saying something similar along to NATO or the UN and stuff like that, I heard a voice in my head and they called it the Earth Initiative.
Great.
Okay.
Which is kind of interesting. It sounds like it's like the initiative to save Earth. It's like a clad, if so to speak. That's the really interesting part. Like, if you guys have remembered, I did on my community page, I asked you what type of video you wanted us to do, and a lot of you guys, about 95% of you guys chose the U.S. path. The reason why we decided to do the Green Revolution was because the Green Revolution is the most important one out of the two topics, because you won't have a country without an Earth.
Exactly.
And you need Earth in order to have a country. And exactly honing in on her message here is she's talking about community coming together. You need to care about the global perspective before you start to care about your internal perspective. Otherwise, you will lose both.
Exactly. I mean, this guy may not have pants and his legs are really skinny, but he's still a force to be reckoned with, right? So yeah. And not only that, above him is the strength. Above him is the strength. It's all of us, all of our strength together.
Look at the polar bear. Remember how I mentioned the polar bear, and I also talked about the brown bear? You have both.
Yeah.
Not only that, the judgment. This is the judgment card on this deck. That's the polar bear. Isn't it amazing that you said that, and then the polar bear is the one in this deck that judges? Because we're all worried about the polar bear. We need to protect the polar bear. And the polar bear has been the symbol of warning for a long, long time. And the symbol of warning is what's judging. Like, I've warned you so many times. It's like being abused. There's a limit to what a person that's been abused can take. So at the end, he's going to come back and just tear it up.
I love her. She's like so positive. It's great. She's great, honestly.
You too. You guys too. Thank you. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you, Cassandra.
Thank you, really.
Thank you too.
Is there anything else you would like to add on to that, or?
Nope. You tell me what to do, and I'll follow your lead.
Okay. Well, I'm not used to being the dominant one. Well, I'm not the dominant. I don't know why I use that word, but I'm not used to being the leader. Is the word used. I'm normally like the go, like with the flow type of thing. It's easier when you're live. Apparently, it's easier to do this when you're live, but when you're like pre-recorded, it's so hard.
You're doing great.
For some people, it's easier when you're live.
It is.
For me,
I don't
it's
know
not.
why.
For me, it's not. I don't know what will happen out there.
That's true. Well, one
And
thing
I've
I
got-
would definitely say is Marie's internet and my internet seem to be on par. Like, there's no issues on our end. What I think the pre-recording seemed to be a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine. I've never had any issues with my internet.
Well, you're lucky. We want your internet. Whatever you have, share it with us, please. We need some.
I don't know. I seem to get lucky. I only have problems during work, but every time I'm doing a reading, I'm fine.
I like that. You know what? Me and Marie, we just gotta come over and just sleep at your house from now on. Like, make room for 2 beds. Me and Maria come right over.
Oh, I have room. Yeah, definitely. You're
Well,
guys
we're gonna
definitely
live
welcome.
there. We're gonna live there. We're gonna be at your house. Okay, this is how we do the Green Revolution.
Every time someone comes here for over a week, they gain weight. So
Oh, believe me, I
get
gain weight.
get ready to be
And you are
fed.
here. I can only imagine how much I'll gain.
Get ready to be fed here.
Well, the one thing actually I've seen positive thing is one of the best ways for us to help humanity as a whole is for those of you guys who are interested in, not me and Cassandra, unless you guys are interested in running for politics, one of the great ideas that we can help humanity and also the climate as well is just to invest in mobile homes. They make mobile home towns where just say there's natural disaster that come, you could pick up your home and drive off the premise without hurting the environment, and you don't lose everything in the process. That's one of the great ways that we can do and protect our home without having to worry about losing everything. That's one of the ways that we can use that.
Oh, I also thought of that too. Like, I thought a lot of investments should go into the natural atmosphere. So for example, a lot of people move into the deserts, and then water from other cities have to be taken into their desert cities. That's not very productive.
No, I agree with you.
I think maybe perhaps the deserts should be left to maybe solar panels to create energy for the cities, and leave the water where it naturally flows. So we're going to have to be doing a lot of sensible and logical remapping of new developments or where people are going to live. Because you cannot grow a rice paddy in Arizona,
But
and
what's a rice patty? Is that real? It's like a rice pancake, right?
Rice, like rice paddies, like where you grow rice. That's usually in a very humid, wet climate. And I know there's been companies that have tried to do that in Arizona. That makes no sense. So that's the kind of thing we have to stop doing to force the environment for our greed. We're going to have to let it go. Like in the movie Frozen, let it go, like just let it go. That is not the right atmosphere for what you want to do. Then move to the right place. If you hate the cold, why are you moving to Wyoming or North Dakota or something like that? And then
I agree with you.
So
I agree with you.
there's going to be a lot of that, like the real estate and everything. People are going to be asking you, okay, what is your business in? Perhaps they can make a plan as to where you should move to grow your business, instead of forcing what it is you want to do against the environment. That doesn't work.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. And I also heard a message when both you and Maria were reading. I heard that this is what the Native American were waiting for. They were waiting for this moment to happen. This is what they've been preaching for. This is what they saw thousands of years ago, even a couple hundred years ago. They saw this very moment.
Do you want to do a reading on them?
I want to do a reading. Yeah, let's do a reading right after that because we still got time, right?
Okay.
Okay. So this is kind of like a general one message in terms of that. We have autumn and I can't. Guys, how do you speak English again? I don't know how to say that.
You're good.
Autumn equinox or minial. I have no idea.
You
Equinox.
autumn is from, you know, Long Island. That's autumn from Staten.
Autumn,
So
yes.
to other people in other states, he means autumn or autumn.
Oh, okay. They say it differently.
Yeah, we say autumn, they say autumn.
Italiano accent. Italiano.
Or New Yorker. Autumn is autumn.
Thank you for that. So we have to release
I'm
him
the
reverse
Brooklyn
here.
translator.
Yeah, you are my human translator, my Italiano translator. Okay, so the first card that we have, oh, this is beautiful. Let me just lay out all these cards. Like, what am I waiting for, people? Okay. Oh, okay. This is definitely has to do with Native Americans, so I think this is important for what you're gonna read on. Okay, so we have to release autumn equinox, right? That's why this card is reversed here. It's not over yet. We still got things that we need to do. On the left here, we have apprehension, which is about moving out into the world, doubt and fear. Right? You kind of see this woman laying down and this plant growing on top of her. We're not paying attention. We're allowing ourselves to be too far invested in what's in the soil, not what's out of the soil. When we're not caring about our own planet, our own leaves, our own plants, we're not caring about it. We're too busy laying on the soil, sleeping, crying. Oh, the world is coming to an end. And you're crying and tears in bed, but you're not paying attention that you can do something. There's nothing that you cannot do until the moment is over. You still got time, is what they're telling me here. Underneath this release card here, we have eternal love, happiness, harmony, fulfillment. This is a very beautiful card. This is my first deck. I had never used this deck before. And this is all about happiness, eternal love. And what it wants you to know is that we have the ability to become almost like practically gods. Now, I'm not saying that, you're better than God or you are God, but what I am saying here that we have the ability to be the life-changing force for every animal, every plant, everything around
The
this
guardians.
world.
The guardians.
What?
Guardians of the earth, the animals. They're guardians.
Yes. Thank you for that word. So guardians of the earth, we're already protectors. We have the ability to change everything. Because the card that comes on the right here, we have enchanted forest, mystery, magic, incitement. So if you may have remembered, I've done a video in the past about why people go missing in nature preserve. Because it has to do when those people go missing in those particular areas, especially in the enchanted forest, was actually exactly where other humans from the past, Native Americans, other cultures, have done enchanted work to help raise the vibration of Earth back then, many thousand years ago. And because of those people who went missing are also dealing with the energy and the magic and the high vibrational energy that they somehow, in some way, they lose their physical state and end up in a spiritual way, and they become our guardians of Earth, so to speak. Which is kind of interesting, because that's why the enchanted forest is here. Like, these are like almost like your fairies, so to speak. They are your little guiders. They are your protectors. They are going to be what is going to be one of the major driving forces. Some of you guys may have encountered weird noises when you're in forests and stuff like that. These are what these people are. These are average day humans who have realized their internal future and what they need to do to help save Earth. So almost in a way, they're relieving their karma by doing what is right for Earth, by helping Earth. And that is why we have the caveman here. I talked about thousands of years ago. We have sanctuary, cave. We can go back to creating an environment back in the caveman back then. We can write, we can draw. It's okay. You don't need a physical Sharpie to write what you need to say. Doing carving, that's just as good. Right? Look at the Egyptian. Look at all the cave work done by cavemen. They still exist today. We can still read them. We can still see them. But a Sharpie can only last so long. So the question is quality over quantity, right? Exactly what Cassandra was saying before. And underneath this as well is that Spirit wants you to say dance, right? Celebration. Instead of being sad and worrying about the world is going to come to an end, because it will not. When things come to an end, there's always a light at the end. There's a tunnel. There's something better coming our way. And that's what this dance is telling you. Spirit is telling you to go outside right now and go dance. Just stay. I want you to go outside right now, pause the video, And I want you to go outside and just say, thank God. But I'm not saying that, I'm not religious, but just say what you feel and just say, thank you, Earth, for giving me a home that I always wanted. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for providing for me. Tell Gaia that you are thankful, because what I am seeing here, and dance around, be happy, because there's a positive future coming our way. And when you do those type of positive reinforcements, so to speak, to Earth, you are technically creating a positive force to be reckoned with. You are allowing Earth to be healed. So when you dance, it's a positive feeling, which is why, again, we have enchanted forests, right? And underneath this eternal love and release of autumn equinox, we have synergy, green man. Right, I talked about the green man. I talked about people who you can't see them. You don't see a man here, right? You don't see a man, but yet it says green man. It's symmetry. And what it really talking about is really that energy, that enchanted forest, is just Earth communicating with you. So the spirit, this entity that I said where humans go missing in nature preserve, what it's really talking about here, those people never existed. Those were temporary humans who were supposed to be there to attract you to the forest to understand the mysteries that life has to offer. And those are actually voices that are actually being projected by these trees, because they indeed are living things as well. And so therefore they are reaching out to you to communicate with you. And underneath the chanted forest, we have lightning, power. Again, if you may have watched my my first video, which I talk about, let me pull it up here, right here. If you want to watch this video, how Africa saved us, this particular video mentioned this, including the nature preserve video and why people go missing. And that is why this is here. It's an opening portal. This is what's interesting. I always say on my channel to you guys as well, is that everything on my channel it's all connected. Right? I do little pictures, which are basically videos, and all of them are connected. Politics, natural disaster, nature, everything is all connected. It may not appear that way, it could look different, but everything is all connected. We are all connected. And I'm gonna do 3 little messages. These are 3 messages Spirit wants you to know about our Earth. It's gonna be very quick, I promise you. Dearest you, we are a chatty bunch over here, always talking about how to support you in your life's journey. We communicate to you through the language of oracle, dreams, signs, metaphors, and omens. In your life on Earth, however, clarity in your communication is essential to being understood. You don't speak in symbols, and if you did, you would definitely confuse things. Right now, you are facing a situation in which you are being asked to have integrity. Be clear and learn how to act for your need to be met. The first step is to admit out loud that you have this need. The second is to act out loud for them to be met. And the third is to allow the other person, organization, or even us to answer you. When you follow these steps, you can most definitely expect an answer. In your favor, affirmative, we say. And you know how I said you have to go outside and tell the universe exactly what it is that you need and just thank them? Exactly what the card is saying here. And I'm going to give you 2 other cards and you can screenshot them. I'm going to make this screen bigger so you can see it. Hold on. Okay, look at this. So you can screenshot if you want to read on your own time or pause the video.
It's okay.
And here are 2 other videos. Here are 2 other messages. You can pause the video if you want to read this on your own time. This is a personal message for some of you. And here's one last message for you guys as well. You can pause the video, screenshot it, whatever you want to do. This is another message.
That was beautiful, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Who wants to read on Native American? I know one of you guys suggested that.
You can go ahead, sweetie.
Okay. Hold on a second. Do my prayer. Sorry, I gotta do my prayer.
I'm trying to figure out how to work this. Okay.
Okay, 1 flew out. The Ace of Bows. That's the Ace of Wands. So the Native Americans have the upper hand. They understand not only the past of their ancestors and all that they're known for and legendary for and talked about in folklore. They understand it now. They understand what's happening now, the new generation. They're very adept to the combination. And this brings to mind that Native Americans used to create forest fires to control fires. And people thought that that was ridiculous. And look how right they were. They had controlled forest fires because, you know, if a lightning strikes in a dry area of the forest, it's going to create a massive fire. So they would go on and they would find, you know, a couple of acres of forest, and then they would burn it to save many acres of forest, right? So look at that card. Look at the fire at the bottom.
I know California does that, right?
I don't know. I know that
Yes.
the Native Americans used to do it.
They do, man.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like Texas needs to start doing it for some reason.
A lot of places do it. They've realized that if you keep, you know, the dry stuff, you get rid of a lot of it. It won't explode, like, you know, if you don't. So a lot of states do that.
Well, that's good. That's good. Thank God they listen to something, right?
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm hopeful for, right?
Okay. So this covers them. 4 vessels, the 4 of cups. You know how they've had to pay. They themselves have had to pay the price. How are you going to send these people to sometimes the most uninhabitable areas of our country? I'm not saying it's that for everyone, for all of the Native Americans, but it seems to be the case. You know, they just let them keep arid areas. And even though they still find beauty in that area and learn how to work with the environment. So they become masters of the natural environment. The government thought that they were doing them a disservice by sending them to the most uninhabitable places, and instead they learned to work with the most uninhabitable places. So you know how in World War I and II they had the Native American decoders? We're gonna have the Native American decoders of the most complex, sophisticated issues to do with the environment, crack the code, and they've learned to work with it. Nine of Stones. This is the 9 of Pentacles. They're going to manage it. It's going to be their garden. This is their garden. Look how he's holding the snake.
Can you bring it close? I can't see.
Sorry. Yeah, there we
It's
go.
okay, no worries.
He's holding the snake. He's the trees are behind him. The moon is above him. He's sitting there calmly, and he's got a complete hold and control of beasts and things that people consider poisonous and scared, or some people are scared of. Like Chris said, he was scared of snakes. This
Wait,
is
did I do
above.
that live? Do people not know that?
You said it earlier. King of Vessels. This is the King of Cups. They're good. This is what crowns them. They're good intentions. They're good intentions. This is the King of Cups. Is represented here in this natural tarot card called what is this called? Oh boy, I don't know where the thing is. It's Wildwood tarot, I think.
Amazon, you mean?
No, the tarot is called the Wildwood tarot.
Okay.
So the King of Cups is an actual animal. It's not a person. So this is the King of Cups. So this is good intentions. This is what crowns them. This is good intentions, good heart. They want the best for the earth. But not only that, we're going to have Native American men in the forefront, perhaps holding high positions in that, organization I spoke about earlier to do with helping our climate. That's what crowns them. They're going to have representatives of their community, not just one, many, hold high position, powerful places in the next world order of keeping our earth clean and safe and habitable. People you can trust. These are men you can trust.
Which is nice for a change, because I don't trust men.
Ain't that the truth?
I do. I trust. Some people say, "Oh, I trust my dog, or I love my dog more than people." Yes, you love your dog, but if you get cancer or if you get some serious illness and you have to be hospitalized, your dog's not going to administer the chemotherapy. A doctor will. So humans have their place too. So here are humans you can trust. These are the humans you can trust. When you're going through that sickness, through that ailment, animals cannot help you, but humans, we can help each other. And this is a Native American community coming to the aid of humanity. That is what crowns them.
I really love that because, what's really interesting for Thanksgiving 2 years ago in 2020, I did a YouTube video on Native Americans for Thanksgiving to, show their appreciation to them. And we did a video, and in that video, it specifically said that Native Americans were going to make a comeback like never before, like we had never witnessed before. You know how we talked about interbreeding and how, like, we interbreed in order to sustain a species, even if it goes extinct for temporarily. What I saw was that, in a way, Native Americans make a comeback through my generation and that couple of generations that follow through blood. Basically meaning that somebody, just for example, 2 white people who have Native American blood in them from previous ancestors could potentially create a Native American with just, say, 2 white parents. And that's the really interesting part, because it really points and hones down on the idea that we're all connected, and that, that I just found that to be really beautiful. And what I also found as well, simultaneously at the same exact time, was that also a lot of people who may not even have Native American or may not appear Native American will start to become more appreciative of Native American culture, and will become one of those embracing moments where we start to embrace them. So in a way, we become them.
We'll be one world community.
Yes.
Okay. Beneath them, the 8 of bows. So this is the 8 of wands. So, it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard for them. The prejudices and the racism and all that has held them back, but they found strength within their communities and within their knowledge of the earth. And you can't argue with truth. You can't argue with that. So they're coming back, like you said, Chris. They're coming back with a vengeance. In the past, 10 of arrows, so the 10 of wands. It's been hard, but they're still here, and the world is going to turn to them for knowledge.
I got chills. Yeah, it almost feels like the Native Americans knew the short-term effect was that they were going to disappear temporarily, but then they're going to come back and say, "You missed me."
Yeah, exactly. And then what's coming is the King of Stones, which is represented here by a wolf. The King of Stones is the King of Pentacles, so the King of the Earth. And how appropriate that Native Americans, if you look a lot of their...
agree.
Yes.
What do you say, Mary?
I absolutely agree with that. How appropriate for that one to come up.
That, Native Americans, a lot of their art is showcased with wolves, right? And here it is. We're doing a Native American reading, and here is a wolf, and it is the King of Pentacles, the King of the Earth. Not only will their communities thrive because of money and industry, but they will be elevated to, like, dependency on us, to look for them, to look to them as guardians. This is them. The 6 of Cups, reunion. So in the past, they're going to turn to their past and going to make their past their future. So their knowledge, their ancestors' knowledge, the respect for the earth, that is who they are. Their house, 5 of Vessels, ecstasy. This is the 5 of Wands. They will still be faced with opposition, but you know what? They're used to it. It's a joke. They're going to use humor to deflect it. Their house, meaning the world, the earth. So other countries may not be taking them seriously, but it's going to be deflected. 2 of Stones is their hope. So the 2 of Pentacles, they're hoping that people will see and make that decision. And not only that, There's going to be new agreements, new accords, new things in writing, new treaties where people will agree to stick to a certain compromise, to make an agreement, to sacrifice some things to gain others. It's not going to be pretty, but they're going to make people agree. They're going to make other nations agree for the sake of the earth, for the sake of the environment, to sacrifice some things. And it's going to work out. It's going to work out. And what will come? The 8 of arrows. Struggle. You see? This is the 8 of swords. It's going to be a struggle. A lot of people are not going to like it. But you know what? When they see the success and the results, people are going to have to submit. And it's going to be a struggle for those people that don't agree. They're the ones that are going to have to struggle against the success of the plan and the rest of the world agreeing with them. And that's it.
Very
Marie,
good.
I saw that you have a spread. Thank you, Cassandra. That was beautiful. I really love that.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you too. Thank you. I think, sorry, you guys. Again, I told you, Cooper, I think he has to go out. I'll be right back.
That's not a problem, Marie. I know that
Sorry.
you have. It's okay. I know that you had you were shuffling.
Yeah. Yeah. So that I can read on the same thing, and
Yeah,
I'll
if you
go
want, you
ahead
can
and...
read on something else. You can whatever you want, Marie. Whatever.
Actually, I like the Native Americans because if you can't think about the earth without thinking about them, it's almost like they are the earth.
Right.
You know, they are the dirt. They are the soil. They are that hard. It just goes. It just goes together.
Mhm.
So I'm going to go ahead and...
While you're doing that, while you're setting up the card, I do want to quickly say to you guys, I was looking at my Native American deck, right on the bottom of it by Kyle Gray. On the bottom, it has a little prayer for Earth. It says, Guardians at the four corner, Mother in Earth, Father in the sky, angels, ancestors, sacred ones, I call on you and welcome you here now. And that's the little prayer that they have. It's beautiful, gorgeous. I didn't mean to.
Beautiful.
I know, right? unless
So the
the
first
Queen's
card,
talk.
the King of Pentacles. So again, this is the strength that they gathered from the land. You could take the land from them, but you could never take their strength, their abundance, they made things out of nothing. And that's where, in all honesty, that's where we went wrong. Because then I have the Three of Wands, and this is again, it's spreading. We spread the more, the better. You know, the land of plenty.
I'm
It
back.
wasn't
Sorry,
with
Marie, that
them.
I missed you. I'm sorry. Go
That's
on.
okay. That's okay. But they were not like that. They worked with what they had. And mostly what they worked with came from the land, in the dirt, because that's what they did. But we started making things, and everything was about money and companies and businesses. And this is where we went wrong. We went wrong. We destroyed the land. They didn't destroy it. They used it the right way. We did it the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
And that needs to change. The Queen of Swords. We need to face truth. And the truth is, we have done the destruction. We can stop blaming everybody else because it's not everybody else, it's us. Even today, oil companies, we can't get rid of the oil companies because they've got all these people lobbying for them and all about the money. As long as the money and these companies and businesses and things and stuff is what matters, we're never going to get it right. We have no one to blame but us, the white man. The Eight of Pentacles. They were very good at what they did. They lived off the land for years. You know, today we would find it very difficult to live off the land the way that they did, to make things the way that they did. I mean, we have to go out and buy something. I mean, think about it. We have to go out and buy stuff. They didn't.
Marie, I have a hard time growing basil.
Really? I love basil. I can never live without it. How do you have a hard time?
I don't know. It keeps dying on me.
Really? Do you put it in a pot? Do you put it in the ground? Because I know plants have, they're like people. You got to know the plant. Like I know sometimes basil, my basil that I get from my store does not like to be put in a pot in the ground. It dies, but it likes to be in a pot. You have to know what your area basil is like.
Yeah.
Also,
in the summer,
a lot of times they get too much sun, and they don't like that much sun. You need a little shade.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
like
what
me.
I don't know. In the summer, my basil does great, but in the winter, I just can't keep it alive long enough.
They die in the winter.
It's probably because of the cold.
Well, no, I have it in the like I take it out in the summer and then I bring it back in the house in the winter, and sometimes it dies.
Oh, they normally have a short span. I think they have a short lifespan.
Oh, yeah. So maybe that's it. I'm thinking they're immortal. There you go.
No, that's why they grow seeds, so you can take the seeds from the top of the plants, you can replant them.
Yeah, the little white flowers. Okay, sorry, Maria, I cut you off.
You know.
Okay, now I know. So I wasn't killing them; they were just dying of old age. Okay.
The last card is the moon. Now, with this card, it's also very telling. To me, the moon card is sometimes mystical or magical. It can be a mystery. It can be something, but it is always something in the middle. You will never see the moon. Usually there are towers on each side. There's something always in the middle. There is a path that leads right up the middle. If you stay on that path, you're gold. If you veer off and you're not in the middle, that's where things will go wrong. So it's very hard to see. You have to trust your judgment. But if you stay on that path in the middle, you're gold. And we didn't stay on the path in the middle. We wanted to make gold instead of be gold.
Oh, Marie, I totally agree with that. That kind of like resting, like the moon is telling you to let the earth rest.
Yes.
Not over, because, farm it. Yeah.
Yeah. We overdid everything. The Indians didn't. The Native Americans didn't overdo anything. They knew everything because they were the earth. They were the dirt. They were the soil. When you are one with something, you don't destroy it. We were one with nothing. We were never in the middle. We were never taking that right path.
I agree with you. The one thing that we should explore in another video separately, we should explore how we even got here, like what made us diverge off that path.
That would be interesting someday.
Right?
So there you go. There's mine.
I love that. And, Marie, I thank you. Thanks,
Marie.
Back to this as well, going back as like one of the closing things, guardians at the four corners of Mother Earth, Father in the sky, angels and ascenders. Sacred ones, I call on you and we welcome you here now. And this is the Native American deck, and I thought that was a very beautiful message, and it really ties in everything that Marie is saying, and also what Constanza and I have been saying all along. Did I read on Native Americans, or did I not?
No, you haven't read yet. Go ahead.
Oh, I was looking at myself like, did I read? I don't even know what I read on.
Marie, thank you for that reading. It was beautiful. The part I can't wait to see the whole thing. I'm sorry I had to go out, but I'm looking forward to seeing the whole thing.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
go ahead, Chris.
Thank you. The funny thing is, I always forget, like, all the time, like, what I'm doing, or even, like, my videos, because when I do my tarot card reading, it's right then and then I'm channeling, and then I forget it because it's only what's in the cards, and then right after I hit end video and I'll forget everything, almost as if I had no memory. Was it kind of cool, but also very depressing because I would like to remember what I'm reading on? It's sad though. Let me put on my stuff on a bigger screen. Okay, so I kind of laid it out already. Like you would think I would know that I laid the cards that I didn't read, but apparently that didn't come to mind. Okay, okay. So jumping in, we're talking about Native Americans here. We have make sacrifice, and that's very interesting. We already talked about them making a sacrifice. I said earlier when Cassandra was reading that I felt when I read back in Thanksgiving that they took the sacrifice to almost like come out of existence, so to speak, so that when the time comes, we are more grateful for their existence, so to speak. And what it's really telling is pointing to that a lot of Native Americans understood their importance in the world, and that they knew that a lot of bad things were hiding away, but they were okay with that. They were comfortable with that because they knew in the end the good will come out of it. That yes, a lot of their ancestors have died. And it's very sad and depressing, and it was a tragedy. It should have never happened. But they understood the long-term effects because what they saw is they had two paths. The path was to either go the path they're on now and become more appreciative of Native Americans, or end up in the path where we may not be in the same situation where we can save Earth. And they chose the option for the long game than play the short game. And that's what they're doing here. That's what they made the sacrifice. They made the sacrifice to play the long game to help Earth in the end, because in the end, they understood that their life wouldn't be anything without Earth. And so going through that, the middle card here, we have wash away your burden. When they did this, when they make that sacrifice, like I said, with the people going to missing in nature preserves, how I said everything is all connected. We have here, it says, wash away your burdens. When I talked about Native Americans no longer existing, or like people going into nature preserves, almost like a calling, they're guardians of Earth based on what Cassandra was saying, right? What it's telling me here is that these people understood that the best way to relieve your karma is, like what Marie said, is to become one with Earth, to become unified together. And that's why you see in this person, she's not drowning in water. She's in the water, but it's a portal. She's surviving. Look at that thing. You think from far away she's crying, but she's not. She has become one. She is around water, and water is the most purest element, but it's also one of the most dangerous ones because it can form tsunamis. It can become dangerous, it can cause so much destruction, but yet it can be so beautiful and so still and so healing. Be like water. You are 75% water. Be like water. Right? That is the best way to become pure, is be and act like water. Because what you do will destroy everything because you are water. So always remain calm, and you will create beautifulness even when you're still. And we have here on the right side here is we have see the truth. They understood what was going on, and they understood that people cannot see the truth right now because their eyes are closed. It's almost like a veil, like somebody had their bandana, and they're like, when you ever go to like a birthday surprise, and someone comes up behind you, right, it's your partner, your soulmate, whatever, he comes up behind you and covers your eyes, and you're like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? And he reveals them, and you see nothing but beauty in front of you, because in that moment, it was genuinity. It was all about pureness, happiness. It's beautiful what you see, whatever that is that you're looking at. And that is what this is telling me here, is that yes, the truth may not be as beautiful as you anticipated, but nonetheless, it needs to be seen. And when it is seen, you will understand. You will start to understand by this point in time in the future. You will understand what every civilization that has lived before us has sacrificed. This is also talking about to the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Egyptian. Every culture had undergone what we're talking about right now, including the Native Americans, that's the most recent one. They have all undergone the transformation, this sacrificial price that they pay to thank Mother Nature. That is what we're going through right now. And this is what it's telling us here. Yes, you may not understand what's going on, but Mother Nature is trying her best to stay strong. And she's asking you to do the same thing. She's asking you to stay strong. Yes, things may look scary on the outside, but Mother Nature is just a protector. And sometimes she needs to get vicious when you hurt her too much. When you pinch her and you pull her hair too hard, she will have to bite you. She doesn't mean to be hurtful. Let's go to natural disaster, but you are hurting her. And that is what she is saying. She's telling you to stop hurting her. because she is hurting. And that is her way to message you. And so we asked here about Native Americans and why they're so important because we're using this deck now, right? We have here, what are Native Americans and their main purpose? Their main purpose is to be peacekeeper. Let go of the need to be right. Let go of the need to be right. That is very important because, a lot of people, especially when it comes to European culture in particular, and even any culture in general, like any other civilization from China to US, Russia, you name it,
Yeah,
everybody always wants to be right and everybody else is wrong.
exactly.
But the
Oh
truth
my
is,
goodness. You don't know yes. So, I'm a Hispanic biracial woman, and I've been, now that I moved away from New York City, dealing with a culture that's very Anglo-Saxon, and I find it very hard to adapt. Yes, because it's not that they mean anything bad, but they always try to correct you and tell you what to do and how your culture should be improved, and they don't even realize it. So yes, I totally agree with what you're saying.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Thank you
agree.
both for that. I thank you for that, both of you. I do agree with 100% because what is really pointing here is that we need to let go of like, okay, I'm right, you're wrong. Because I was speaking about this to Marie and Cassandra earlier, that what I found, and I'm doing this in another video, I talked about the multiverse. I talked about how we're all here as a collective, as representatives of our own timeline. And I was saying, read on whatever you want and whatever you get. Don't try to diverse from off this. Read as pure as you can. Be the best version that you can be in this video. And that's all that I asked, and they've done it. And I thank you both for doing it. And not saying that they don't do that. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, though, is that we all come from different timelines, from different representatives of different Earths. And so sometimes you may encounter somebody who has different memories or different things and things that they experience from a different timeline. This is known as the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect is false memories that is not commonly shared among people who are the majority in this reality. That does not mean that you are wrong in your memories. Those memories are valid. Those are just memories from your timeline that happen to be very similar to this timeline, but it's a little bit different. And that's why the Mandela effect comes into play. And that is what they're telling you here, that truth is not determined by what is fact. It is determined by you as an individual and what you feel. And because what I told Maria and Cassandra is that just because I get something you don't resonate with it doesn't mean that you're wrong. It does not mean that I'm right. What it means is that it's right in my reality. It is also whatever they read on and they feel like it's right in their reality as well. And what we're reading on and we're here is to bring you knowledge and information from our timelines and our universes to come together to save Earth together. That's what we're here. We're a collective. And that is what this is telling here, that you need to let go of the understanding that there is one truth, when in reality there are many truths. No one is wrong, no one is right. Everybody has the truth. Everyone is fact.
To learn
Right?
to validate others' life experiences,
Right.
and how they come to a certain conclusion.
I agree with that. I agree with you
Yep.
100%, Cassandra. I do. Because going on top of that, we have the broken arrow, which embraces the energy of peace. Right? What spirit is telling you, even when things seem broken, right? You see the arrow here is broken in half. You can make something beautiful out of it. And that is what it's telling you here, is that you need to embrace the idea of peace. Even when things seem hard now, even the potential World War III does not, it does not exclude your ability to do kindness. It does not exclude your ability to be kind to Earth. It does not exclude your ability to not be kind to another human being on a simple basis of what is going on in your everyday life in the world. Just because what's going on in the bigger picture does not mean you have to not be kind. And I think this picture, I think this, this shirt as well really highlights that, it's okay just to be a nice human. Yes, people will step on you. People will take advantage of you. But there are many people who will appreciate you. Sometimes they just don't tell you, but that does not mean they're not there. And that is that's what it's telling you here, that you are beautiful innately. And when you understand that the most broken things are the most beneficial, one of the most beautiful. Earth is broken. We are broken as a collective. So in the end, our ending path is we're going to create something beautiful that had never been done before. And that is something really positive. But underneath here, we have to wash away your burden. We have the high priest. Intend and create. Manifestation. We need to create and manifest a positive world. We need to create this and understand that we, as collective, as humans, have the ability to create a brand new, more better looking world. This is why, again, we go back to the Green Revolution. Me and Marie and Cassandra's main purpose here today is to bring awareness to the situation. Yes, this video may not get enough views, and that's okay, because we all understand innately it's not about the views. What it's really all about is bringing awareness to each and every single one of you who choose to watch this video, understand the real importance, the priority. A lot of you guys may have been wanting to watch politics, but let me tell you one thing. Politics does not matter when you do not have a planet to live on. You will not have a country without a planet. And that is where our priorities need to be. And that's why we're doing this video particularly. Right? And in the end here, we have the three messages. The main message the Spirit wants to tell you is particularly Native American. The travel. Move in a new direction. This is where we're heading in the future. They're telling you that we're moving in a new direction. With this video, and I'm not saying that, me, Marie, and Cassandra, we're making the changes by ourselves. No, I'm not saying that. But by us bringing awareness to just say 1,000 people view this video, we're bringing awareness to 1,000 people. That's 1,000% in a better direction than it was previously. So no matter how little the views, no matter if you get one view, that is 1% better than where we are right now. And
Indeed, absolutely.
That is
absolutely.
good.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you both. And here, the next card that comes after that is Hunter. Track down your fears and desires. There's no reason to be scared of this. There's no reason to be scared of change. So many of you have been programmed into your mindset to fear the New World Order. You've been programmed to think, oh no, something bad's happening. Guess what? When you think like that, what you think manifests in front of you, right? When I was a kid, I drew pictures of 3 dogs, right? 3 dogs, I wrote down specifically what they were going to look like, how old they are, and what their names were. Guess what? 5 years, 5, 6, 8 years later, guess what? I have all 3 dogs exactly identical as the way I drew them as a kid. The same names, everything, same age, everything. The same height.
Oh, sweet babies.
So my main point here, my main point here is telling you that what you think, what you write on that paper, excuse me, I've stuttered. Whatever you write on that piece of paper will manifest into your reality. So be careful the next time you do it, because the next time you may change something, and you might as well just make it a positive change instead of a negative one. And that is what it's telling you here. Don't be in a state of fear. Understand the New World Order is not so bad. I've done the reading on it. I've done tarot card reading, and it's not bad. It's actually positive.
It's a correction.
Right. It'll be a correction. People who are in position of power are telling you to be fearful of the new order so that you don't end up in a scenario of a positive, well-loved earth. Those are people you should never trust. You should not be trusting somebody who's telling you to feel the new world or feel a better environment. Because those people will have the anti-woke culture now in this news media. Don't trust those people. Those people are telling you to fear what's really positive in your direction, because you have so much better coming. Why not just take it for granted? Not don't take it for granted, but why not appreciate what's coming instead of being fearful? Because what they want you to do is they want you to turn the steering wheel and turn in the opposite direction so that they can maintain power and they can destroy this entire planet and have as much as they want, and they will keep eating and eating until nothing satisfies them. The problem is the reason why we have the people that we have today is, think about it this way. A lot of you guys like to eat, probably just like me. Right? You oftentimes, when you eat something like a bag of chips, you eat too much of it, you start to get sick of it, and you don't get that serotonin that you wanted when you ate that first piece of chip. That is what they're doing. One is going to be never enough. So if you want to get addicted to something, get addicted to saving Earth. That's how you're really going to do it. Get addicted to helping people. Get addicted to caring for others. Get addicted to being kind to you. Get addicted to helping an animal. If you want to do good, help an animal, because the more serotonin you get from it, the more positive change that you will create.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Get addicted to helping animals.
Chris. Appreciate
Thank you. Thank you.
Get addicted.
I appreciate our channel now, like, oh, perfect. And last but not the least, we have the lady. Enjoy growth and reap reward. And this is the reason why this is reversed, because this is the woman who's waiting for you. When you reap what you sow, you shall find the fruit of your own labor. But what it is telling you here, do not eat your labor too quickly. pass your label on to somebody else who needs it, so that when you do that, you change their world forever. Because, you may not be able to help everyone, but you can help someone. And that's the main purpose of today's video.
Very
Thank you,
true.
all of us.
Thank you,
Thank you guys
Chris.
for being with us. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Marie and Cassandra.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you, Cassandra, as always. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, Marie. You too. Oh, I love it. You teach us so much. Thank you, Marie.
And I want to say
guys,
thanks to all of the people. Please watch. Please subscribe to both of these people's channel. And Cassandra, next time we do it on your channel. But I'm
Okay.
going to have to go because my battery is almost gone.
absolutely
Okay.
no problem. Guys, if you want to go check out their channel, I'll put the link in the description below. You can find them on your screen right now on the two sides, on the right and the left corner. I love you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you for being with
I
us.
love you both.
Bye.
Thanks.
Love you
It's been a
guys. Big
Have a
hugs.
good night.
Good
Bye,
night.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.